Hey, what's up everyone? Today I just wanted to show you something that I've been doing recently for transporting and storing gear and taking it to a gig and whatnot, which I think is a little bit unconventional and something that not many people would think about. I certainly didn't, and it was by pure accident that I came across it, but it actually works really, really well. And that is transporting some bits and pieces that I require for one of my bands that I play in, where I'm using a sample pad on drums. And there's a lot of cables, there's DI box, there's some in-ear monitors, there's adapters and some leads, all this kind of stuff, all these little bits and pieces that is just really annoying to carry and transport to a gig, but you want to keep it safe. And so the unconventional aspect of it is the fact that I am using a makeup case that I purchased from Kmart. And yes, in New Zealand, we still have a Kmart. And so I picked this up for something dirt cheap. It was like 15 bucks New Zealand, which I don't know how much that is in US dollars. Hey Google, how much is 15 New Zealand dollars in US dollars?
15 New Zealand dollars equals 8 United States dollars and 93 cents.
Okay, so according to Google, at the time of this recording, it's about 10 bucks US. So yeah. So I picked this up pretty cheap, and it's soft padded case with a couple of little bits of internal storage and separators and dividers in it. And the reason why I wanted something like this rather than taking a backpack is I just wanted everything in one place. I didn't want multiple pockets, and I just something that I can easily grab and go. It's got a wee handle and stuff like that. And because I'm not touring and I'm not taking it on an airplane and I'm not throwing it in the back of a truck or something and I'm touring around the country, it's just in the local bars that I play at, I don't really need something like a hard case or a Pelican case or a flight case. Like this, just the weight of this alone with nothing in it is pretty heavy. Like, I don't need this. And sometimes it's a bit annoying to carry something this bulky and big to a gig. I just need something light, easily transportable, but something that's gonna keep all my gear organized, all in one place, and yeah, and just keep it safe. Now, if you're thinking, oh, like it's not really well protected in a soft padded case, considering the fact that this is a makeup bag or a makeup case, look, if you treat your gear with respect, you shouldn't have to worry about damaging your gear. For example, in the military, you do not ever drop your weapon or your rifle. You never put your rifle in the dirt. You always keep it safe, you keep it clean, and you treat it with respect and you look after it. Just like a child, you look after your child, which I hope most of you are doing if you have kids. So if you're spending thousands of dollars of your hard-earned money on music equipment, but you don't treat it well and you just leave it on like a table or a bench where it's potentially gonna get knocked over and fall over, that's not really treating it with respect. So, I always make sure like my music gear is well looked after. So a soft padded case is not really a concern for me. I'm always got my eye on my gear. It's always there when I need it. It's there within line of sight. I know where it is at all times. And I just like the fact that it's light and portable. Now, the story behind how I picked this up, my partner and my kids and I went to the shopping mall, and there's a Kmart there, and they wanted to go in and have a look at some stuff. And as they were wandering around, I was really, really bored, so I was like, oh, I'll just follow them around like a lost puppy. And while they were in kind of like the makeup section, I just happened to see this sitting on the shelf, and I was like, huh, I could use something like that to keep all my equipment, all my gear, all my bits and pieces organized, because it's light, easily transportable, it's cheap. So I just picked it off the shelf, had a look inside, and I was like, you know what, this is actually what I need. I need something like this. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do in this video, I'll show you the equipment that I'm talking about or what I'm using. If you're in the same situation where you might need to transport bits and pieces to a gig, and it's not necessarily the same equipment that I'm gonna be showing you in this video, just change it as you need to. If you're a guitarist and you need a whole bunch of tools or a spare tuner, some strings, effects pedals, or maybe you're a singer and you want to carry your in-ear monitors and your microphone in a case like this, yeah, like this is perfect for what you need. But I'm gonna break down the stuff that I use and the stuff that I'm transporting in the video so you can have a look at what we're working with. Okay, so first up, what I have here is just a wee checklist that I have with me when I'm just packing in my gear into my car or transport or into this carry case. The reason why I make myself a checklist is because I'm playing drums or I'm playing in multiple bands, and sometimes I'm taking different bits and pieces from one show to another, and I don't necessarily need all this equipment here from my drum sample pad. Sometimes I'm just playing good old-fashioned acoustic drums, and I don't really need all the equipment on here. I only need a few things here and there, but I have a checklist, and that just goes here in this little zip pocket here, along with a couple of pens in case I need to make some adjustments on a set list that we might have on the night. So that goes in there as well. In this part here, I think from memory, there was actually some stitching down here, and you had like 4 kind of little compartments down the side, but I just unstitched the middle 2. And what I have sitting in there are just these 2 jack-to-jack cables. They are stereo, and they just sit in here. And you're probably, if you're wondering why, and you missed this part in the video, why I have all this gear, I'm gonna need it, it's because I play in a band called House of Groove. We use a drum sample pad along with acoustic drums, and on the sample pad I trigger all kinds of things from backing tracks, sequences, electronic drum sounds, some samples. And yeah, so that's why I need all these cables. Anyway, back to the gear that I'm using. So we've got these cables here. I've also got my stereo DI box that just sits in here. In this little case here, I have a kick drum trigger. This is the Roland RT30K. It's just a kick trigger I attach to the kick drum, and that connects to my drum sample pad. So if I want to play some electronic dance music, cover songs, I can make my kick drum sound like that using this. I've also got my in-ear monitors. These are the ones from Kiwi Ears. I did a review on these ones. You can check it out on my YouTube channel. I've got the power supply for my, Elisa Strike multipad. So that's just a power adapter for that, as well as a spare power adapter. Just in case this one fails, I've always got a backup for that sample pad. Next up, I've got 2 pairs of stereo jack-to-jack couplers. This is mainly just so I can plug in my in-ear monitors from here and then run another cable out of this, just to give it a little bit more length. The reason why I have 2 is one is my primary that I use, and the other one is just a backup in case I lose this one or misplace it. So that usually sits here in this little zip pocket. Next up, I have 3 of these stereo jack-to-jack connectors. I think they're about 3 feet in length. I don't know, I actually can't remember. Anyway, 2 of them I use with my stereo DI. 2 ends connect to the back of my sample pad, and then they connect into the front of my DI box. One on the left, one on the right. And then my 3rd stereo jack-to-jack cable, that's for my in-ear monitors. So one end plugs into this coupler, the other end connects to my drum sample pad through the headphone output, and then I just plug my in-ear monitors through this. And this just gives me a little bit more length to work with, when I want to hear my monitor mix. So that goes there. I have another stereo jack-to-jack, very similar to these ones here. This one's just a little bit shorter. Sometimes I'm at a gig and I don't need all the length of this cable, and it's just unnecessarily long in some gigs that I'm at. So I've got a shorter one just in case. And then I've got this power adapter, which sits here. And this power adapter is actually for this thing here. It's the Behringer Micromon MA400, which does not fit in this case. I wish it did. I'll still be looking out for a bigger case like this so I can put this in. Basically, it's just a preamp. So I'll run my headphone output from my sample pad into this input, which I control with this volume knob. And that basically just gives me a boost in volume that I need through my in-ear monitors and independent control of just the sample pad that I'm working with. On the back, there's also an XLR input, which is where I run the auxiliary send from the front of house, which I control using this volume knob here. And I'm usually sending the vocals, guitars, piano, bass guitar, all of that from the live band into this. So I now have two independent controls, one for the band and one for my drum sample pad. And then out the front, that's just where my headphones plug into for my in-ear monitors. Unfortunately, this does not fit in this case, but that's okay. You know, I'll find a bigger case one day, probably another soft padded case like this. And then yeah, that's pretty much what I take to a gig, and it's ready to go. It's all packaged in there, really nicely and tidy. I know exactly where everything is. I know what I need at a gig thanks to the checklist that I have, and then I'm good to go. So yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys, was just something a little bit unconventional in terms of what you may or might not expect from a working musician. Again, in the past, I have used these solid Hardcase flight cases, or Pelican case, whatever you call them. They're just too heavy for what I need. I'm just gigging at my local bar or local clubs. I don't need this big monstrous heavy thing with me. Yes, they are great for, you know, keeping everything really safe in terms of what if you drop it, you know, or what if, I don't know, what if it falls off the back of the truck? If it's falling off the back of a truck, you know, I think that's more of an issue of you just didn't know how to load up your truck or your car or whatever transportation you're using. If you're flying somewhere for your gig, yeah, I do recommend you use a hard case like this. But the channel is called Band on a Budget. We want to try and keep things, I guess, cheap and affordable as possible, but also as practical for what your needs are. This works really well for what I'm using or for what I'm doing. Take it or leave it. It's just something I wanted to share with you in case you're thinking, oh, look, I don't know how I'm going to transport all these bits and pieces to a gig. Like, a lot of this is probably unnecessary if you're just a drummer and you're not using any sample pads. You know, like if it's just acoustic drums, forget this whole thing. You don't need it. But you might be using in-ear monitors. You might be needing some sort of case to carry your wireless transmitter and receiver. You might be a singer and you need to transport your microphone, some cables. Maybe you're a keyboardist and you just need some spare cables and power adapters and you want to keep things safe. There are multiple types of instruments out there that do require a bunch of cables. Okay, so it's not just targeted for any particular individual or musician. It's bait. I'm really just trying to get this point across. Make this case work for what you need. Okay, but in saying that, look, let's step away from the live music kind of thing. Let's say you're a DJ or a sound engineer and you just want a few extra cables and bits and pieces to carry with you, but you don't want to be carrying a large, heavy flight case with you or a Pelican case. This does the job just fine. And it's been working for me for over a year now. So I'm happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Maybe I'm just waffling on over some pointless, useless thing. Hey, I'm just trying to make some more content and put some ideas out there, whether they're traditional or unconventional, take it or leave it. Thanks for watching.